Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a horrendous rack, 6 vowels, and the UV combo. So what's the best I can do here? Probably VIAE for 14. Keeping EOU, I'm going to change. Just wondering about keeping more vowels. AEI has got positive value. I'm going to keep A and E. Phew, and I'm glad I did. Otherwise I could be swamped with consonants. Now I've drawn 3 non-bingo-y scoring tiles, so I don't think I'm going to be bingoing here. But let me consider the floaters in case I do have a low probability bingo. I've got the UBL ending with FIW. So I'm not seeing anything. I'd like to get rid of all 3 of my scoring tiles. I don't think I can. But I can get rid of F and W with 4. Wow, that sets up a really hot, well, fairly hot Y spot. That's 21. That's 21. Well, this doesn't set up the Y spot, although it does open up a triple lane. Now, an alternative to this would be waif. 28 points, a lot more points. Very similar rack leave. Waif takes a U after it now, and an S and a T. I'm going with this. Okay, this feels a lot closer to a bingo. There could be a 7 here, there could be an 8. Through a T, I would have C blight. I've still got the UBL ending. Not seeing anything through the H. F is pretty non-bingo-y. Although I do have the thighs ending. I have feasible, but the F's in the wrong spot. Oh wow, opponent does have a T, but it doesn't go in the open. Reprint takes an S and a P in front. So, can I respond with a bingo? Is Bleary's good? Not sure about that. But if it's not good, does it have an anagram? I think it may be good. Let me try it. If it is, it does take a T. Bleary's for 72. Not good. Ouch. Yeah, I'm just checking I did play those tiles. So, is there an anagram of Bleary's? I feel there is. Let me consider initial letters. Abseiler. Oh, yes. That surely is good. Abseiler for 72. Yes, fantastic. It does take an S, but I'm still grateful to play a bingo and be in contention. Now, I have a big scoring tile in the J, and I'd like to sort out the duplicate ends. I would have juniper through a U. I have various spellings of gin. 34 for opponent, that's a solid score. So I have gin and nan. Also gin underneath many, but opponent can then score off the J. No U for juniper. Ninja onto an A. I wouldn't get much of a score for that in row H. So what about row H to the right? Can I reach the triple word square? Don't think I can. Nothing in column 8. M doesn't look useful. Well, I'm just not seeing anywhere I can get good value from the J. Let me see what Jan scores here. Jin, rather. 25 points. Fairly disappointing score, but a good rack leave, and opponent's not going to score massively off the J. Is this the play? Jin also plays with an E, so I could play Jin with an E and WE for 29 points, 4 more points. But that gives more scoring options for opponent, plus it's taking the E off this rack leave, so there's not a huge amount between these plays, in which case I prefer the play with the better rack leave. Oh, I have a P for preprint. And there'll be extensions of preprint, just checking I don't have anything great right now. Okay, I don't, but I must bear that in mind. Jin for 25. And this looks close to a bingo. I've got the un prefix, I've got the under prefix. Not seeing a 7. But I have pre-printed. I have prude. Great, just 39 for opponent. But is there a bingo here? Where are the floaters? There's an M. No, there's an A. No. G. No. H. No. H and R. No. A, already considered. And is there really not a 7 here? Don't think so. So what can I do here? Let me see what pre-printed scores. 30 points, and this is a pretty decent rack leave. What would I get for prude? 28. I think this is a better option. Yeah, I'm going with this. So I have a grunter. I don't think there's anywhere for that. And I don't think grunter has an anagram. It's not a great rack, apart from having a bingo. Will opponent create a spot? No I, no floating I for an ing word. I trail by 15. Just looking at the floaters, M and A, I'm not seeing anything. No scoring tiles on my rack. Oh, 44 points for opponent. Now, the D really doesn't look helpful, apart from allowing me to offload tiles with grunted for a lowly score. I trail by about a bingo. So I've got urgent plus an R. Let me see what groin scores. 18. Still all 3 U's to come, and I'm burning the N. So is there a way of playing off G, U, and R? Still 3 S's to come for abseilers. ZE doesn't take anything in front, it takes an N afterwards. Nain is good. Wow, tricky position. Only 2 R's to come. Just looking at playing gur or rug around haha, and it just doesn't work. Not seeing anything through this eye. What about a play down through the eye beginning with G? No. Gosh, well, I've seen nothing so far apart from groin, so I am going with this for 18. And another grim-ish rack. I do have a scoring tile now in the K. I haven't duplicated the U, and I'm quite grateful to have the U since I've only one other vowel. Turk is good, but it's been difficult playing off the U because there are limited places to play it on the board. Column 12 looks useful, but DU isn't good. Now, do I have anything through the eye? I do. I have kitted. Oh, agony. Great bingo by opponent with a blank and an S. Now, I do have Turk here for 28 and a decent rack leave, creating floaters, which I want to do since I trail massively. I am going with this. Well, not great. I think I would need an I for riveted. I think that can be spelt with 2 T's as well as 1. Not seeing anything with a U. I have divert through the I of pre-printed. Opponent may be reluctant to play there for fear of creating floaters. I have Verdette on my rack as a 6, just to turn over tiles. There's still 1 blank and 2 S's to come. And Q and X of the big tiles. Turk could have been played underneath outfinds as well, because OK is good, but it scored more where I played it. Yeah, I've not seen anything remotely as good as divert. Revetted may be good through an E. No floating E available. So the floating vowels are the U of Turk and the A of haha, but the A not in a great position. Now, how well has opponent drawn after their bingo? Potentially very well. It's quite a bingo-friendly pool of unseen tiles. Very few non-bingo tiles left, Q, U, V, W, X and Y, but that leaves an awful lot of tiles which are bingo-y. Floating G, not particularly useful as a bingo floater, especially as ing words can't play there. 10 minutes on my clock, 15 on opponents, so opponent playing fairly quickly. The abseiler hook. Oh, great, opponent had the Q. Not so great that they get 30 points. However, it does mean that divert is available. This is 42 points and I'm providing 3 fantastic floaters. So divert for 42. Well, I dodged the blank and I don't have a bingo rack, but I do have an X which I may be able to score well with. Not seeing any friendly vowels. The E of divert, X is good, but no 2-letter V word, so I can't get that to play twice. U of Turk. Well, I can get it to play twice, but only for face value. There's Ax and Xi, which might be worth considering. I don't wish to expedite the end of the game since I trail. And that will be 36 points. Yeah. And I could play an E as well. Okay, 36 for opponent. They are turning over tiles. Floating D. So E and T still available. XA not good. So do I have text down here for 61? I do, and that's a bingo-y score. So am I going with this? Easy for opponent to score off the EX. But a 3-letter play would create a new lane. But the final tile might not be bingo friendly. Yeah, I don't think I can score more than this. I can't place the X next to the E because I don't have a 5-letter play. And if it goes in last place, it scores a lot less. I'm going with this. Great. I draw an S. And the rat looking close to a bingo. Yeah, 42 for opponent. So I still trail by 100. I'm a massive unfavourite. So where are the floaters? There's T, and I've got the IEST ending. There's the G. Not seeing anything there. There's GG. There's an E. This just isn't a great rack. 13 tiles to come. I've got the A for aqua. But my priority here, I think, is playing off G and I. Let me count the remaining vowels. 9 out of 20. One S, one blank to come. I could play Fig, but Fig takes an O and an S, so I don't think that's a great plan. 8 minutes on my clock. Could there be a bingo here? Not that I can see. What about burning the S? Yeah, 3 E's to come, so what about doing this? 40 points. I trail by 100. I probably need... A bingo by itself is probably not enough, so I think 40 points plus a bingo might be needed. And there's still an S and a blank in the open. Koa takes an S. There's this floating T. And there's the T of Turk if it's combined with an A, which I am retaining. I am going with this. Well, I don't hit the S or the blank, and I've got a pretty rubbish rack. So I'm not in good shape at all. But the game isn't over yet. So, tricky rack to sort out. I really just want to play off vowels. Can I get value from the Q? An A can go in front, but an I can go after. Not seeing anything better than AI, which is really lame. Now, opponents played Glob. 6 tiles left. I trail by 80. I'm not going to get a good score here, but I would like to leave the best possible rack leave. So I want to split up duplicate I for sure. It's going to be difficult to play an I with a U. I don't really want to play any of my consonants. Well, I've just noticed I've got ood here, 14 points. An alternative would be oi for 12. But where am I going to play a bingo beginning UN? I'm not. Opponent's play of glob has taken out this T. 6 minutes on my clock. And the only way of opening a new lane would be to try and open row O. What about playing OI here? 15 points. Well, I do now have a UN lane. Interesting. But this rack leave is very rarely going to become a bingo. A and H may be useful. Do I have anywhere to play Orloy? This top right quadrant is no longer a bingo area, so maybe I can... what about Poilot here? This might be the play. So I'm turning over tiles, which increases my chances of drawing S and blank. There's more than one bingo lane. There's row N for bingos. Well, Koa takes, I think, N, P and S. Certainly N and S. There's also H and A. And there's this G in quite a precise position. Plus, very low probability, bingos ending in O. I think this rack lead maximises my chances of bingoing. Let me count the remaining vowels. 5 out of 13. Opponent surely retained some vowels when they played glob. Yeah, only one I to come and no A's. I am going with this. Oh, no S, no blank, and more vowels. So it could be opponent about to bingo in row N. That's a shame. 2 tiles left, so I don't have the opportunity to improve this rack. Not seeing a bingo with the G or double G. I've still got the A for aqua and an I for chi. Nothing ending in O. 2 tiles left. It could be S and blank in the bag. So I kept AIN and drew EIO and C. So just not good draws. Floating H goes well with the C, but I'm not seeing a bingo. And any more vowels aren't going to give me bingos either. 12 minutes on opponent's clock. Maybe the 2 E's are in the bag, but surely not. So at the moment I have coin in row N. Yeah, nice bingo by opponent, 74 points. L and R were in the bag, both consonants. But I don't think they would have given me a bingo, and certainly, even if they did, I wouldn't be able to outrun opponent once they have bingoed. So is opponent going out with L and R? 3 minutes on my clock. They have Ryle. What else do they have? Interesting, maybe that's their only out, in which case I should block it. They have burl as well, so they have unblockable outs. Opponent's also taken my coin spot. 70 was a nice find. What about an underlap of many? So I could play cone here, stopping opponent playing burl. 20 points. Rack leave doesn't matter since opponent's going out. Can I improve on this? Nana is good, so if I could have a play ending AE, that would be better. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do much better than this, so I'm going with cone. It's possible I don't have an out with AII, in which case opponent could play twice, but they do go out. And the final score, 373 to me, 509 to opponent, a winning margin of 136 points. So well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, well, I don't think the Scrabble gods were on my side for this game, but here we go. Me to go first. UV keeping EIO, probably similar to changing, but providing 4 floaters for opponents, I think tips the balance in favour of changing. Opponent plays Ha, and now I have Waif for 28. Bewail also available for 30. Great bingo by opponent with reprints. And now I played Abseiler, but there is a 7 here. Bailey's K2, Bailey's Wee and Ha-Ha's, so 12 points left on the table. Opponent plays many. Now F1, Ginny for 33, but then opponent can score off the J, so I played Gin for 8 fewer points, retaining the E. Yeah, just looking at opponent's rack to see if they could have scored off the J, but of course that's not determinative of which play was best. I think Gin was fine. Opponent plays Geijo for 39. They could have played A12 Zoos. Okay, maybe they were reluctant to stick a Z in row A. Oh, missed bingo. Ouch. A7. Unpaired through the E of Abseiler. Wow. It's just astonishing how many times you go through a game and you feel you haven't missed anything, and then on analysis, there it is, missed bingo. So well done if you spotted that. Yeah, unpaired for 74 points. That would have brought me into the lead, or taken me into the lead. Instead, I do pre-printed for 30, keeping a nice rack leave, which I think as a play is fine compared to the other non-bingo alternatives, but unpaired definitely out in front. Opponent plays Zoe for 44. Again, they had this spot in column 12 available for many more points. Now we have, oh my word, look at this, H7. There is a bingo through A and I. Garniture. And I love the 9-letter words. That will be in my card box, and this might be my once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to play it. And I missed it. So garniture available for 83. Well done if you spotted that. Wow. Instead, I play groin for a miserable 18. F2, look at this. Urgent was playable underneath many for 32 points. Now, opponent with the blank doesn't miss their bingo of outfinds, also has moistful for fewer. I thought about kitted, wanted to burn the U, so went with Turk, and I'm happy with that. Opponent plays Qua for 31, but B1, wow, could have played Acqui for 56. That would have been a very nice find. My rack, divert, that looks best. Opponent turns over tiles with Racine, and I have taxed for 61, so I'm still in the game, but I trail by about a bingo. Wow, look at this. Horrible rack for opponent, but is able to completely sort it out and score 40 points. Now, I played Geese, B12. I could have played Isle in the same spot for 2 more points, but I don't think the G is particularly bingo-y on this board. Now, opponent has the S and the blank. No bingo. Plays Glob. I play Poilu for a lowly score, but I'm maximising my chances of bingoing, which I think is my only route to victory. Wow, 70, the only bingo for opponent, so a great spot by them. And now I trail by 130. It's all over. There was a longer play in row F, Canoe for 29. I missed that. I overlooked Nano. And I played Cone for fewer points. And finally, the only outs are through I and E. But what a game. Wow, absolutely brutal stuff. And of course, one's initial thought is to blame the tile gods, but when you miss unpeered and garniture on separate racks, then it's not really fair to blame anybody other than yourself for losing the game. Of course, you don't miss these bingos deliberately, but it's good to identify when you do miss them so that you're perhaps more observant in future games of opportunities for bingos. I think I missed the E of Abseilers as a bingo floater and I didn't give any attention to A and I together as part of a 9-letter word, but one can only strive to do so in future. But nothing to take away from opponent's magnificent victory. Over 500 points is tremendous, and some great bingo finds without fines, and 70 and 17. So many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.